Welcome back. Did you get your life? Did you enjoy that segment with these lemon drops? Ladies, was that amazing?
Yes.
Yes, and I just love that moment between mom and daughter. That was absolutely great. So, we are back. Take a deep breath, everybody. It is the Evan Nicole, okay, AKA the Hair Guru, right? And I introduced you before as a businesswoman in your own right. We could hear the mom part, just that all of the things that she poured into you. Isn't she beautiful, guys?
Yes.
Oh, so beautiful. And I'm having a moment because I've only known her since she was a little girl. So seeing you as a grown woman.
It's crazy, right?
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. But I just want to, even relax a little bit more. And I pray that you guys are just digging what is happening here today. Okay?
Yes.
So, are you ready, my friend?
I'm so ready.
Okay.
So ready.
So, businesswoman, entrepreneur,
Yes.
but daughter.
Absolutely.
You are. All right. How old are you? Because I know everybody's like, I want to know.
I'm 24.
20. Are you 24? I'm 24. Oh God, Sharita, how did she become 24?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
She forgets every year. I don't know how old you are.
That is not fair to me. To me, 24.
Yes.
I love it though. Well, let's dig in. 24. I know the girls are like, oh my God, first of all, the makeup is amazing.
Thank you.
The hair is everything.
Thank you.
Okay, from head to toe, she's giving me all of the life that we need.
Thank
so,
you.
moms, look, calm down. Okay? Calm down. But listen,
She get it
let's
from her
jump
mama.
in. Huh?
She get it from her mama.
She get it from I love it. She get it. She do. So let's look. Let's jump right in.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. What do you remember about the relationship between you and your mom growing up?
What I remember the most about me and my mom's relationship would have to be just her always being there. She was just present. Like a lot of times I feel like as a kid, even though she worked, even though she was busy, even though she had so much going on, if I call that phone, she gonna answer.
Okay.
If it's something wrong, she gonna answer. If it's something going on, Sharita's on the way. So it was always like, even though I didn't always feel her there, I knew I could call my mom. I knew if I was at somebody's house and I didn't like being there, I could call my mom. I knew if anything was wrong with me and something was not what I like, if I was going through anything, I can call my mom. When I would have to go to my dad's house between their divorce and I just wasn't happy over there, I'm calling my mom. Okay. So it's so many times where I just felt like she was just, even if it was just a phone call away, I can call my mom.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times people just don't feel like they go through financial issues. You can't call your mom. Or you go through this, you can't call your mom. Like, you go through a heartbreak, I'm calling my mom. Like, I'm literally calling my mom. There's nobody else I want to talk to. If I'm stressed out, I had an event a few weeks ago. My friends were trying to clown my outfit, and my other friend said, "No, get Sharita on the phone,
Okay.
because she's not gonna calm down unless her mom tells her." My mom said, "Oh no, that outfit is fly." And that's the outfit
Everybody lined up.
And that's the
Understand.
outfit I
If
wore.
Sharita said it is, that's what it is.
Absolutely. I was able to call her, so I knew she was always there, just a phone call away, listening. She listened. She listened. She would listen to what I said. She would understand me. Maybe even if I didn't think she understood me,
Right.
she was listening and she was understanding and kind of like, okay, it don't make sense right now, but I'm listening. I'm listening. I just remember her being there.
I love that, but you know what? You just hit something for those moms out there, because I know a lot of girls are on the couch right now just going, see what she said, Mom? She said
Yes.
she listened to her.
Yes.
Right? But listen, ladies, while you're out there, that means you should be having a different conversation, right?
Absolutely.
We should be having a different conversation tonight. There's so much more I want to go into. Here we go. What were the challenges? Because that was already amazing, right?
Yes.
But what were some of the challenges that you had in your relationship with your mom?
I think some of the challenges would have been, number one, being so much like her. When you're raised by a single mom, I mean, you're gonna be a lot like your mom. You're gonna be a lot like her, and a lot of times that can clash.
Okay.
And I feel like you have to understand that that's okay. That's normal. And I think a lot of our challenges came from me not really understanding her as a mom, her maybe not really understanding me, because just kind of that guard that was kind of there between she's trying her best and then here I am not really understanding what that is. As a kid, you don't really understand a parent trying. You don't know, your parents not letting you see them struggle.
So let's go. Hold on. I want to go. What did that look like? Because we got, relationships, we got school. Give us an example of what that looked like? Because there's a lot of hurting girls right
Absolutely.
now that are like, and some even be saying, I can't even stand my mom. We never had the conversation. We never have any conversation.
And it hasn't
right?
always been easy. I don't feel like me and my mom just always had the best relationship.
That's what we want to know.
No.
Well, I thought we did.
Wait. See,
I thought we did.
But see, that's the thing. But as moms, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
We're thinking, oh, my daughter, first of all, she loves me.
Yes.
And I love her.
Yeah.
And we all, we're in our circles,
Yes.
right? We're talking to other moms.
Yes.
We're like, oh, yes, definitely me and my daughter. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, you guys don't talk?
Absolutely.
Right.
And it wasn't always that to me. In my opinion, I don't feel like I just always had the best relationship. I feel like once I got older and I was able to understand some of the sacrifices, the things that she did, the reason why she made the decision she made, until I was able to understand that, I didn't think we had the best relationship just because of I'm so stubborn. I was so stubborn as a little girl. So just being stubborn and really not understanding, I wasn't understanding the divorce, of course. I never knew my parents I've never really seen them kiss, hug. I've never seen that. So for me, it's like I was pretty much learning everything as a woman. And my dad would do things on the sidelines, but I wasn't seeing her with a man, and seeing that dynamic. So she's always on me. It's I don't have any siblings. It's just me and you. So it was always really, really tough of like, you have to be this, you have to be that. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that.
Right.
So until I was able to understand why she was like that and why she made those decisions, I don't think I really looked at us as like, oh my God, like I love my mom. Like, until I really understood her and understood why she was the way she was.
But I think that's hard for girls.
Absolutely.
I think it's hard for them because you're in your moment. You're in your with your friends. You're in your, I want to be independent, right? So it's like, I think you just changed the world. Your mom did that in her conversation.
Yes.
But I think you just changed the world just now.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
Nicole, you just changed the conversation. Because listen, girls are now able to hear,
Yeah.
I need to come to an understanding. I need
Absolutely.
to see that there's a reason. Because even though moms say, we say it now, this is for your good, but it's different when it's coming out of your mouth.
Absolutely.
Right? That I didn't understand. I didn't get it, but I get it now.
Absolutely.
Right? So let's go a little deeper.
Yes. Yes.
I'm loving this right here. Now tell me this. What are some of the things that you feel like mom taught you growing up? Two-part. That you hated then, because you said, I understand now, but what are those things that you hated then, but you get it now?
Absolutely. I used to give up a lot as a kid. I feel like I've done every sport, I've done every extracurricular activity because I had the options. And I feel like a lot of times my mom always taught me to persevere. Like, you have to complete something. You can't just start everything and then think you're gonna end it. And a lot of times as kids and as children, as daughters, anything, we kind of start a lot of things, or we always tell our parents, we got this business idea, we got this. And then when your parents don't really believe in you, you're kind of looking like, my parents ain't supporting me, my parents not supporting me, but you have to give them a reason. You have to, especially as a mom, because parents are investing. This is their investment, honestly. And I think that perseverance was something I didn't understand then that I just am loving now. And because I do hair too, she did hair. I didn't really like her schedule. I hated her schedule. I just thought my life should be, I would hate her being at work all the time and she come home late and she tell me to take the meat out. I don't take the meat out.
Okay, so there was that. See, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Like,
all of
I'm
that.
not doing that. So there was those rebellious
Yes,
moments.
absolutely.
Right? Like, did you get whoopings?
No.
A few.
But no.
A few.
It's not considered a whooping. It's not considered a
A
whooping.
spanking. I called it a rod of
The rod
correction.
But I did do timeout. She used to put me in timeout.
I can't even see you in time.
She used to put me in
Because you know
timeout.
what the thing about it is? Because Evan Nicole is always so like glam. Like she walk into the room, Evan Nicole is here. Like I'm not sitting there. I'm sitting over there. So I can't even imagine. Like I'm not going in that timeout.
I used to have to
need a
stand up
whole-
in the corner with my arms up.
And
Yes,
maybe
in
on
the
one
corner,
leg.
on one
or
leg.
something.
Whoa.
Yes, and I would get like if I said something wrong, she would pop me, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I've had a few whoopings, but not
Lot of
nothing
correction.
crazy.
Right.
Not
How
nothing
did you? Now let me ask you this: were you able to, back then, right, know how to come back? Because sometimes parents just go ham, and then the house is quiet, nobody's talking, everybody's going their own separate corners. Did you know how to come back to each other?
For me, I was the parent that read the Bible and the books. So, and I think at the church at the time, Pastor was teaching how sometimes we have to go back and apologize to our kids or even talk to our kids after we give them correction. So that was how I did it. That was my methodology of, okay, if I spank her, give her a right of correction, I use that a lot instead of saying beating your kids, I just wanted to change my verbiage. Then I read the books, of how to parent. and I kind of blended them together. So once, I give her correction, and when she calmed down, then I go in the room and then have a conversation of, this is why I did this, and this is what you did. So that's why I think that I didn't have to do a lot. And
Because
I tell
you
her,
brought both together.
because I always came back after and had the conversation. So I think, how we were raised, or back
Yeah.
in the day, you just got a beating and you don't know when you're going to come get
And
another beating.
that's what I'm saying. You guys are changing the game altogether.
Yeah.
You have changed the game
Yeah.
altogether, right? Now let me ask you this though, because your mom was doing that. She was believing. She was going ham. She was reading these books
I was trying to figure it out.
and this Bible, this combo, right? Do you feel like it worked?
Yes.
Honest.
I was always honestly stubborn, and I think all children are. They just don't really understand authority. So I was stubborn, and then I definitely didn't understand it. But now, oh yeah, so it's
You
so
see
clear.
it.
Oh yeah,
Do you ever feel like you at times were misunderstood by mom?
always.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Always.
Let's go. Let's go.
Always.
Just breathe. Trina. Be over there breathing.
right.
I feel like and along with a lot of kids, I feel like I was misunderstood as a kid and as a daughter, as a little girl. Like here I am. So I'm like, I had mom, I had dad, and my mom did everything.
Got it.
Everything. And it doesn't take away from her dad, but she did everything. So that's the person, that's all you know. So that's who you lash at. That's who you give the heat to.
Right.
That's who you keep the attitudes with. I never gave my dad attitude like that. And my mom she would never dog him. She would never disrespect him. And it was like I was idolizing him and not seeing what was really happening, what was really going on behind the scenes. So, I was stubborn as a kid. So it was almost like you just don't see that. You don't have clear vision. You don't have vision as a kid. That's why the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding.
Okay, preach,
Because
evangelist.
you're not going to
But
get it.
okay.
You're not
but
gonna get it.
you're getting it now, and the tears are coming because I think of the deep impression that your mom made upon you, and you do get it now, right? And even the tears that are flowing, so many girls now literally are having that moment right now, right? What you said was so powerful. I knew my mom was the one that was there. I lashed out at her because she was the one. I was hurt. So you were hurting, and you drove the knife to her. Right? Because you were you didn't have control.
Right.
You didn't have control. But I'm glad you were honest, and I'm glad you were open in this moment, right? And being able to share that, because most people wouldn't do that. Most people wouldn't do that, and I'm very proud of you, even in this moment, because people want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know the real deal. They want to change their life.
Absolutely.
They want to change their life. And I don't even want to go so fast through that part of the conversation, because you're 24, and in that moment, just shedding a tear and you know what, being able to admit it. I don't know what your mom is even feeling right now, hearing you say, admitting I lashed out at her, and she was the one that was there. A lot of kids, that's the scenario all day.
And I tell her all the time. I'm very honest, and I tell even my clients who have issues with their moms, I tell them all the time, even my clients who are moms and who dog the dad and do all that, I tell them you'll never have to do that to a kid, because as they get older, they're gonna see for who it is. They're gonna see who was there. They're gonna know who they can call when anything goes down. I talk to my mom. My dad's not doing it, and it doesn't take away from him as a parent, but it sets the precedent of your kid's gonna know who to call when it really goes down.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have to bash the dad, or you're not gonna have to do anything. You just keep planting those seeds. You keep investing in the kid. You keep doing what you're doing as a mom and do the best that you can, so that you'll never have to explain it as they get older. When they go to school and when they go to college and they calling mom for some money, and I was calling her. I was not calling anybody else. Nobody else. Not a grandmother, not a auntie, uncle. Nobody else. That was my mom.
I think you just changed a lot of moms' hearts, because a lot of mothers are, they've lost hope. Because they feel like, and you got to think, they get visitation. Oh, the kids are like gun-ho, ready to go. Bye, Mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And when they're coming back, they're like, or they're showing off the things that dad did sometimes. That's a real scenario.
Yes.
That's a real painful scenario. So I'm glad you said that. I think that gave a light and it gave hope to some moms that are out there. Keep saying, keep doing what you're doing. Listen, I wanna bring it in.
Let me say something to that, because some of those times were noticed.
Yeah.
And for me as a mom, I just had to keep the communication open.
Right.
So I would always talk to her like, what's going on? What you thinking about? I'd jump in her room. What are you thinking about? What you doing? What you watching on TV? I always wanted to make sure that, who her friends was, and keeping that communication open, so that, because sometimes I think hurting women raise hurting daughters. And it's just hurt, and it's generational curses.
Was she hurting?
And-
was there a time that you felt like I can't do you, Mom? Mm-hmm. Was there that time?
Yeah, it came around teenage time, 15, 16, where you think you're grown. You really think you're grown at that age. And now that I'm grown, I'm like, oh my God, this is like, like bills, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, as a kid, you expect your parents, and of course I went to private schools, so I feel like when I was around those kids, when you start comparing your life to others, you start trying to see what their parents are doing different, or what they're.
Say that again. Please say it again. Please say it again. Please say it again. Please say it again.
Yes,
Say it again. Say it.
You start comparing, and you can't compare your mother to anyone else's mother. What works for them may not work for your dynamic. And I feel like a lot of times, all my friends they have kids. They are not, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just to say that she took a different route. And although I was comparing here, they're lacking a lot of things now that they're older. So what their parents didn't do younger, they're having to make up for older. So it's like the process of not having to compare. There's no comparison, because there's a reason why she makes the decision she makes.
Right.
It's a reason why God gave us moms, and they are always right. Always right.
Thank you, finally.
You just shut the whole situation
They're
down.
always
They're
right.
always right.
Who can love you like your mom?
That's true. Who can? Who can?
Nobody.
That's exactly right.
There's nobody.
Right? You got moms on the couch right now, like, see what Miss Sharita said? See what
I'm
Miss Sharita
telling
said?
you. I'm telling you.
Listen, let's do this, because there are yes, a lot of us are moms,
Yes.
but everybody that's watching is not a mom, right?
that's true.
But one thing we all are daughters,
Yeah.
and sons. The things that came out of your mouth were for all of us. Right?
Yes.
Even you, and I'm gonna be very honest, listening to you just then, I was so encouraged, because I have a son at home. We're just jumping into this new young adult thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody should have gave me a different memo.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. But I think there's something to that. You just changed my life by saying, Alyssa, don't stop saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's going to get it. And I hope moms you hear me, hear what she just said, right? Stop all that hollering, don't be mad, and realize what this young woman just said. Keep doing what you're doing. When they come back from the visitations, keep doing what you're doing,
Yes.
right? When they're mad at you, and she told you the truth. 15, 16, they believe they're grown. Hey, listen, right? It will come back around.
Yes.
Let's answer, though, as daughters. How about that?
Yes.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Yes, because you went ham as mom. You
Yeah.
got it. But I want to bring it to this place. What advice would you give to daughters who are having trouble connecting and building a relationship, a healthy relationship with their moms? I want you to answer as a daughter. You to answer as a daughter,
Okay. Yeah.
not as the mom. Because obviously you still had to deal with your own mom,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure some of that impacted what happened with you and her.
Yes.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I feel like as a daughter, the biggest piece of advice I could say to any daughter is just to be open, be empathetic, because although they're moms, they're still human.
Okay.
And they still make mistakes, just like we make mistakes. They still are figuring it out, just like we're figuring it out. And I think a lot of times you think mom is supposed to be perfect. Mom's not supposed to mess up. Mom's not supposed to do anything wrong. But mom is still human, so mom's still gonna fall.
Hold. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Because, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yes.
That kids don't see their parents as humans.
Yes, I've never seen her cry.
Whoa.
Until like
And I do.
emotional situations like this, parents try to put on this perfect act. You're not supposed to do this. I'm the parent. I can do it. You can't do this. You can't do that. So you think they're like perfect or something. But then when they start making mistakes, you're confused. Or when they mess up, you're confused. Or when they go through a divorce, you're confused. Or you feel like you're faulting them for it versus being empathetic and understanding that they're human.
So the PowerPoint that you just said, when you see your parents come out of that perfect moment, relax, they're human,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Because you said something so amazing. You know, we're confused. Like, what? That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What? You cursed? Oh,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
you're mad?
Yeah.
Right? You just changed the world again. Sarita, how about you?
I think I would say listen to your daughters, and sometimes as parents we have to know.
As a
And
daughter.
I'm saying this as a daughter with a parent. You have to know when to listen and
Let's
when
do
to
this
speak.
because I saw something there. First of all, I saw it. I love that. She was like, "No, mom, that's not what she asked you." I want you to talk to your mom.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
yes, as
really
my
your
mom, as my mom.
So
I'm talking to my mom.
Talking
Yes.
to your mom. Do that. 30 seconds. Talk to your mom.
Yes, my mom should listen and know when to be a mom and when to just listen. When I'm coming to talk to you just to vent, and when I'm coming to talk to you for advice.
Yeah.
And I think as we get older, you know, like myself, sometimes you just want to call your mom just to say how you're doing, what you're doing, and you just want them to listen.
Yeah.
Instead of them saying, "Oh, well, I told you don't get the job in the first place. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I don't know why you wouldn't did that in the first place." So it's like now you're bashing me, putting me back in a darker space.
Right. I
So-
think that was powerful.
Yes.
I could hear it. You notice, like,
Yeah.
when you challenged her and then we challenged her to switch over, I could see it now. We could see you guys sitting here as daughters. We could
Yes.
see the whole world can connect to you now. Is there one thing that your mom that you would say, you know, I wish she knew this? What would be that one thing?
Ooh. It's a lot of things I wish my mom knew. But I feel like we don't try to disappoint our parents. We don't want to disappoint our parents. We don't want our parents to worry about us. We don't want any of that. I mean, it's a lot of things. I feel like in my older years that I've done, that I've been through, that she doesn't know. But it's just, it's something that I feel like I had to go through in that moment as an adult by myself or with whoever I've been it to at the time or situations like that. I just feel like it's things she doesn't know, but it's not things that I feel like would have changed any outcome, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would have changed anything.
It does make sense because a lot of moms feel hurt. They feel cheated. They feel like, you know, our kids should come to us with everything.
Yeah.
But I'm
And
glad
I feel like
you
it's
said
better that parents don't know a lot of things. I feel like the same
Really?
way I feel like parents, it's okay for kids not to know everything. The same way we're not, as a kid, you're not supposed to know everything. Just like how, I feel like as a parent, you can't know every single thing that your child goes through because if I was to call her and she was my backbone for every single thing, I would have just skated through life. It would have just been a skate versus when I didn't have my bills, I'm like, God, what do I do? You know, like if I don't have my bills, if I just called her and she was my crutch, it wouldn't have forced me to be, I'm not calling her to tell her I don't got my bills because I thought I was grown moving out in the first place.
Okay.
So once I got out there, I'm like, God, I need 6 clients this week. I need help.
Right.
And that became I went to God for certain things.
But you saw her do that.
Oh, yeah.
You saw her do that. So powerful, both of you.
Now, one thing I do know that she probably don't know I know is that I know where she's at all the time because I have a location on her phone.
I shared it.
Oh.
I shared it.
But it's so funny. One time she was
I
out.
already know, Mom.
She was in New York. She was in New York and she was out. And so I was up studying and I was looking at my phone because I knew she was in New York, so I kept it on her location. And I said, "Where's she going?" And it was like 1 a.m. And I looked at the phone. I said, her head moving on the phone. And so I called my sister. I said, "My daughter's leaving the house. She's in New York. She was at the hotel, but now that she moving, so somebody picked her up. Where do you think she going?" And my sister's like, "Would you calm down?" And so I called.
That's like, get off the phone.
Then I went in and she was going to the bowling alley. So I was like, okay. So yeah, so we do that as parents too. We still
Yeah,
try
I
to
get it.
kind of know where they're going.
I get
And
it.
if you're a daughter, please share your location with your mom. It does not matter. It doesn't matter.
This has been absolutely amazing. I wish we could go on forever and ever and ever. Thank you guys for changing the world.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You guys are amazing. And so thank you for joining us right now. We're going to go back to another amazing moment with Miss Shantae Kim.